Good evening, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. My name is Stacy. Welcome to the ABACT Masterclass series. Today, we're going to learn how to get your first 10 patients without breaking the bank. So whether you already have your own med spa, you run your own business, or you just want to start, I would love to introduce you to Dr. Mohsen Talani. Now, he is the director of the American Board of Aesthetic Certification and Training and the Canadian Board of Aesthetic Medicine. You know, he's been our director for over 10 years now. He's been an instructor for many years and really excited to introduce him. Dr. Mohsen?
Hello, hello. I see. Would you like to wait another couple minutes more attendees to join? Maybe like 3, 4 minutes we start. Is that fine? What time is it now?
So,
6:03.
yeah,
Yeah,
maybe
maybe
just
just
another
wait
minute.
2, 3 minutes if that's fine. Okay, and we start. We can start in maybe 6 or 7. Okay, so it's like in 3 minutes. Good?
Perfect. So while we're
Perfect.
waiting for the rest of the attendees to join us, maybe we could take this time to introduce you a little bit to the American Board of Aesthetic Certification Training. Now, I know that my name shows up as the Canadian Board of Aesthetic Medicine because I forgot to change my username, but we are sister companies. We have international branches in the US, Canada, as well as Asia. And we're very excited to announce that we are now launching multiple in-person classes around California and soon, hopefully, also Florida, New York, and Texas. And yeah, we really hope that we'll get to meet you in person soon.
Perfect. Perfect. Yeah. So it's good that while we are waiting for others, first of all, I need to say hi. And thank you for joining this session. I just wanted to say that we just technically originally started as a Canadian Board of Aesthetic Medicine for more than 12, 13 years. In the last 4 years, we have also um, uh, have a presence in the US under the sister company, as Stacy mentioned, the American Board of Aesthetic Certifications and Training, ABACT. And yeah, and then we have had amazing students. We have had amazing relationship with our students. So hopefully that relationship will go on. And then hopefully you will enjoy this session as well. And that could be the start of this relationship. So before Stacy, I don't see. Can I share my screen? Stacy, I don't see you here.
Yes, I'm here. I just gave you permission to share your screen if you'd
Yes,
like to
so
share.
I would say that, yes, I just wanted to mention that the topic that I selected to, 1 second, let me share my screen. The topic I selected to cover today is a part of a 15. You see my screen, Stacy? Do you see my
Yes.
screen?
Yes. Dr.
Perfect.
Molson, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I just had a question from one of our attendees that I think maybe more people would want to know. I got a question about where in California we have training. So to answer your question, in the Los Angeles greater area, we are in Santa Clarita, Valencia. Then we're also in San Diego and San Francisco. I hope that
Perfect.
answers your questions.
Yes, thank you so much. So I wanted to say that the topic I selected is a portion of a 15 lesson, is one of the lessons of a 15 lesson course, which is, I think this is lesson 9. It says getting your first 10 patients. Each session, that's me. So yeah, each lesson is about, if I'm not, oh, sorry, I pressed it. Each lesson is about, where is this? Lesson 9. There you go. So each lesson is about, if I'm not wrong, 30, 40, 50 minutes. Now, this one is 40 minutes. I'm hoping to finish about 40 minutes, but I think this is more interactive than just recording the lesson. So for that reason, it maybe takes longer, maybe about a 1 year to just give you 1 hour, not 1 year, 1 hour, just to give you a heads up. But it's good that I mentioned I'm not here to sell this course to you guys. It's just like I think if I'm not wrong, $450, a very popular course. A lot of our students joined that, but we decided to the attendees of this event to receive a code and get this full course for free. So, but we need I need some sort of commitment from you that you take an action because this session is all about taking an action. I want to, make sure that you guys apply the stuff you learn here. So for that, I need you to have one commitment and send an email to us and just say, I want the code. And after that, my team will send you the code with the link of this course and makes all the 15 lessons for free for you. I'm not sure at the end you would get a certificate. I'm not sure about that. But that maybe that you will see it yourself or the team will tell you. But anyways, that's very useful information. And the course is in two portions. The track one is if you have not joined the static course yet, so you haven't started yet. So that is the one that you want to think about. You want to change your mindset. You want to know if aesthetic medicine even right for you or not. You understand the aesthetic medicine. You see the names of the lessons here. And then the portion two, which is lesson 6 to 15, is about helping you start your practice or improve your existing practice. So that is all about after a graduation. So after you took a course with us or with someone else, doesn't matter. I hope this course will be helpful for you. And then, so you just send us an email and we go from there. So this is, so let me go through this lesson 9, I would say that I have prepared the slides and everything. And I will go through this with you. Is this, do you see my screen, Stacy? Like the slide now?
Maybe you
You
can
see the
make it,
slides?
yes, maybe just make it full screen so we can read everything that's written in your,
Okay, do you
okay.
see now?
Yes, thank you very
Okay,
much.
perfect, perfect. So just to again, we are probably going to talk to each other about 1 hour or so. So I hope that you're patient and it's not going to be boring for you. I try to make it somehow interactive. So then, but the recording of this session will be available at the after as well. So if you miss that or you have to go, you can just take the recording later or on YouTube channels or anywhere. I don't know. Stacy could probably have give you an idea. But before I go tell you something else, I don't know how many of you are advanced, meaning that you're already practicing. I'm gonna ask you if you don't mind. Actually, you know what? Leave in the chat area for me to see how many of you are already practicing aesthetic medicine, or you are just thinking about getting into the aesthetic medicine. That is important for me that I know what type of audience are here. But to be honest, I can assume based on the topic and the fact that you have joined this topic that says how you find the first 10 patients. I I'm assuming you're not practicing for years because this topic is not for you anyway. So this is for generally speaking for the students who have not taken any course or for students who took a course for a while, they don't know what to do, and now they want to start. So without further ado, let's just start because we have a lot of materials to cover. So let me begin with a situation that may feel very familiar. You finish the training, as I said. Update your profile because right away you go and start your Instagram page or something like that, right? Or whatever, maybe Google page as well if you have a business. And you go further and prepare your treatment space and you feel that ready to begin. Then you open your calendar and you see there's nothing there. No consultations, no treatments, just open times, right? You get disappointed. That moment of this feeling that you see your appointments, there's no calendars empty, makes many talented practitioners start questioning themselves. That's a moment that is creating the feeling of do I continue or no? You wonder, did I start too late? Is the market already too saturated? Am I good enough that someone chooses me? See, all these questions come to you just because you have an early empty calendar. Today, I want to show you how to build this connection, like the first connections. We're going to focus on the somehow practical path to your first 10 patients using relationships, clear communication, local visibility, um, doing activities as long as it's ethical, and also consistent follow-up. I don't want you feel that when as soon as you finish the course, you graduate from the program, so you have to start chasing everyone or pursuing everyone to become your patients. You need to find a way to discover right people to become your first 10 patient, the people who understand you and the people are ready to take the first step with you. But what is the first step? I'm going to go through it and let you know. I see some of you are writing a note in the chat area. I'm going to take a look at after we're going to review it together. So I try to make sure this is it's very action-based or action-oriented webinar. Here is what we are going to cover today. First, we will identify the places your earliest patients are most likely to come from. So that's important. So you need to identify that as first. Then we will create a professional, I would say, way or procedure to announce what you do. That's very important. Design an offer, an introductory offer. Also build referral relationships and also establish a follow-up system that feels helpful rather than pushy. You don't want to be pushy when you just start your practice. But there is a bigger point here. Your first 10 patients are not valuable for you. That's why I made like a separate number of 10. Let's say like why 10 numbers, right? Because they are not, I don't even want you to focus on these 10 patients based on the revenue they make for you, right? They are not the revenue generating or transactional patients. Your first 10 patients are opportunity to practice the entire journey that you will have from the initial message you send to your patients to the consultation, learning the consent process, treatment process, aftercare, getting review from patients, and ask them for referral. We're going to cover all these steps. So you want to make sure that your 10 patients, they're building this process for you. So they just I'm not saying don't care about the money. You want to care about the money. You want to know your costs, but you want the patient teaches you that if your booking instructions are confusing, for example, or another patients may tell you that something or ask you something that will create a content for you that makes your educational video for others. Or could be just very simple thing like somebody tells you the parking information is very confusing, right? So then you would make sure that in your process that you have all this very clear, and for next patients you lay out the perfect process. So the goal, as I said, the goal is not collecting 10 transactions. The goal is building 10 strong experiences that help you become more confident, more visible, and more, I would say, referable, that others start referring you. So that's very important that we know that our position of this webinar. So 10, the reason I chose 10, because of that, because I want these 10 patients to be your start point. So let's talk about one of the most common, I can call it traps. One of the traps for the starters. Posting and waiting. That's what I call it. Posting and waiting. You make a beautiful page because it's easy, it's free. That's the first thing you do. You upload now with AI, it's so easy. You make beautiful pictures of yourself treating in a treatment room or something like that. And then you post this maybe video event or something like that. You see that you get views, right? But you keep checking your calendar every hour, you see it's totally empty, no appointments. So you think, or your conclusion is that Instagram doesn't work. There are too many injectors in my city. It's already saturated. Oh my God, why did I do that? Why did I invest into aesthetic medicine? I knew this is not going to work. You know what I mean? The real issue here is that a new social media page is like opening a beautiful store on a street where nobody knows this store exists. I'm not talking about you. Even just imagine on the street there is so many stores. You just open a store and you make beautiful decoration, beautiful everything, right? But nobody even knows your store exists, right? So the display is excellent. Um, the door is beautiful. The colors are amazing. But someone needs to direct people towards the door. That is the main issue. And this, everyone has been here. Like every single practitioner has been here. This is the day, this is not something new. So everyone has passed through this. Early patients often hear your name before they visit your page. So you have to remember that. So you want the people that they hear your name before they visit. So you don't want this page to bring a lot of people for, even though you get views. The view is a trap. You start getting the view. It's like, how come no one is booking my you know appointments? You know what I mean? Maybe someone meets you at a local event, or maybe someone refers your name. So these are the first patients you usually get, not the patients directly from social media. So don't get disappointed. Content is important, right? But you have to remember that initially these contents probably not going to bring the direct consultation, direct appointments for you. They look at them as a larger system, as a bigger picture. You know what I mean? So you need to make these infrastructures anyways, but you probably get your first patients through direct conversations, through referrals, through community relationships. I'm going to go through all of them, through follow-ups. Maybe someone do the consultation, you visit them somewhere, you keep doing the consultation. But I'm not saying you stop posting. Continue posting, because you still need to build the infrastructure. So I hope it's not boring yet. Stacy, if it's boring, let me know. I'll go faster. Okay. So I'm going to talk
It's
about
not
this.
boring.
Say it again.
It's not boring. Go
Not
ahead.
boring. Okay. Let me know. Okay.
Okay.
So your first audience, your first people, I'm not even saying first clients. I say first audience. Okay, are much closer than you think. It includes people who have already seen your work ethics, maybe in different field, not aesthetic medicine, your judgment, the way you care for others. They have seen it. Who have seen this? Your former coworkers, your nursing colleagues. If you're a doctor, maybe some of other patients, your friends, your neighbors, your gym contacts, the other professionals, the other colleagues. Not I'm saying the medical colleagues, maybe the other professionals you see, maybe physiotherapists or something like that. So maybe your past school communities. You know what I mean? Like the graduates, the parents that you are visiting the same school or something like that. So these are probably very close to you. And I'm going to go through the steps, like somehow call to actions, what to do as a next, to make a list of them, and this. I'm not saying that you have to treat your friends or relatives. No, some people, they don't have indication of treatment. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that, oh, you right away have to go treat your sister or your mom or whatever. But you need to know, probably when you in 10 years or 5 years, when you think about it, you see your first 10 patients all coming from the people you know. Probably none of them would come from the Instagram page. You know what I mean? So for example, I'll give you an example. Let's say one new practitioner who just finished the course told her former hospital team, You know what I mean? Like you mentioned mention everyone, all your colleagues that I have finished the course. I'm beginning to take the patients, right? So, but my focus is on education. I'm gonna go through these messages. Very important. Don't just say I'm open to get the treatment. People are not gonna trust you. People are not gonna come for treatment. But you make a very clear message that um, I'm beginning to accept the patients, which are my treatment. The type of treatment is focused on education. So I'm very focused on education. I make sure that everyone understand the treatment before they get the treatment. And also my focus is um, on the natural looking results. I'm very a big fan of subtle changes, which is very popular these days. People don't want like big, changes in their face these days. You say I'm very focused on that. You already send the message out there. But you know what? None of your coworkers book. Let's even give them a link, right? That's not important. Important is that you start sharing the information because you may not receive treatment or sorry booking from any of your coworkers or people that just told you, but they can refer to someone else. You know what I mean? So somebody come tell you, so, oh, in the hospital, one of your coworkers said that you're taking this type of patients, and I'm the right target, and they become your first patient. You know what I mean? So the network I just mentioned in this slide is not only a patient list. I'm not talking about your people you know around you. They are a patient list. They are not. They are a network for you. So these people, they need to have a very clear, very memorable, I would say, message that they can describe you for others. That could be one of your first goals. Never assume people understand your new position or they know that you are. They may have seen your graduation picture, or even they send you a message and they say, oh, congratulations, because you put your certificate on your Instagram that people know you, right? But it doesn't mean they know what you do. This is the thing. You're shy because this is a new field. Maybe you're a nurse, you work in a hospital, you never done any meaningful business transactional action in your life. You never done that, which is totally understandable. They never taught us these things in schools. We never learned that, to be honest with you. Maybe that's the problem of the school system. Later will teach us. I don't know. But right now, if you're a doctor or nurse, you never learn how to promote yourself, right? That's, to be honest. You have to be honest with us, right? So you think, based on this background mentality, you think because I posted my graduation certificate and I know how to do aesthetic medicine, they know what you do. No, they don't know. You know what I mean? They don't know you accepting consult. They don't know what type of patients you take. They don't know where you work. So they don't know nothing about what you do. So you need to make sure you take the next action. You need a simple introduction that sounds confident without overstating your experience, because they know you're new. People around you, remember I said your first patients or first network, better wording, is people around you. But they know you were not doing this 10 years ago. They know you are just finished the course, right? But your message has to be without, again, I say overstating, exaggerating your experience, has to transfer a very clear message. I have completed my aesthetic medicine training and I am now accepting patients for consultation in such and such clinic. My approach is very conservative. It's focused on natural looking outcomes. Period. That's it. Very simple message. It's not pushy. It's not expecting them to get the treatment. You know what I mean? You can say, I'm accepting consultation, not treatment. I'm going to go through that as well. So this is like very simple and not pushy. So you can then after add the details if you want to, the location you work, the type of consultation you offer, your availability, your call to action for booking method. So all these things that people can take an action, right? So very, very simple. So don't assume people know that what you're doing right now, what is your position. People are busy. People are busy with their life. People are busy with doom scrolling. They don't care about you. I'm sorry to say that, but they don't care about your life. You know what I mean? You need to make sure you put yourself in front of them if you want if you want them to know that you are in this field and you're actively accepting patients. I would say accepting consultations, which I'm going to focus on now. Which this one I just said that. Sorry, what happened to this one? Okay, so now I'm going to go to the second part is like build your first patient list, okay? Turn your network into a very organized contact list. So that network I just told you. So you know what? How about this? Make the list of 50 names, okay? You don't want to sell to 50 people. You want to have a list that that I can somehow prove to you that you have 50 people around you that you can start with. Because right now, if I tell you without taking a pen and paper, start writing, you say like, I don't know where to start. I don't have anybody, right? But if I'm telling you, if you take a pen and paper, start making the list in the order I tell you now, make them in 5 groups, right? 5 groups. So break it down so it's easier to find the list or organize the list, I would say. This list, okay, then I guarantee you go to 50 people, okay? So make 5 groups. One, personal contacts. So people, people around you, friends or whatever, that you think they might be potentially get the treatment from you. Former colleagues in the hospital or classmates or whatever in the medical school, nursing school, whatever, right? So the other healthcare or wellness contacts that they are in this field. We already hear them. Maybe you even saw them. That's why you came to this field. You see they're successful. You want to get into the field, right? Now let's go to local business contacts. You know what I mean? So business contacts, I'm going to tell you, let's say the gym, whatever, someone is doing like a beauty therapist, doing the facials, those kind of people. And then the social media connections, people that make it back 10 each group. So 5 groups of 10, right? So then besides each name, when you make this 50 people, 10 names, 5 groups, then write down, if this is important, write down besides each person, write down the message that you want to give it to them. You know what I mean? Because based on their job. So let's say, for example, Daniel works in emergency nursing, right? So whatever, Nancy has a bridal studio. You know what I mean? Someone else is, as I said, working in a facial business, right? Because the conversation you're gonna have with each of them is very different. I don't want you copy paste and send one promotional message to 50 people. That's the biggest mistake that you make at the start. You know what I mean? So definitely a former colleague has to receive a different message, and a business owner or a facial whatever therapist who visit the patients every day, and they can potentially refer you patients. So you need to make sure that send them different messages. Okay, so this is important. So you make this 50 people. The personal messages you send, it has to be feeling like a communication, not broadcasting. That's why I said you need to know what they're doing, because the good message is short enough to read, specific enough to understand, and also very relaxed, that whoever is receiving it, the recipient, does not feel they feel like trapped, that they have to take an action. You know what I mean? Hi, Amanda. I hope you've been well, like whatever. I haven't met you for a while. I wanted to share that I'm now seeing patients for a static consult, not a static treatment, static consultation in such and such clinic in San Diego, whatever. I'm focusing on first-time patients who want the natural results. Okay? If you see anyone that is interested in this type of treatment, I would appreciate if you share my consultation page. I'm not saying them, you become my patient. I tell them if you want to do, so it's not pushy, it's not transactional. I'm going to tell Amanda, so I'm in this field now and I'm accepting first time patients in San Diego and I'm looking for natural results. I mean, sorry, I'm providing natural results. And if you know anyone, send them to me, right? So there's like, so but if someone is, let's say, physiotherapist or someone in the skincare treatment, your message is different. So you need to make sure your message is very personalized, brief, and educational, and also non-pushy, as I said. So they feel they're trapped with this message. So then they feel that that uh, they can take the next action with you if it comes, right? So 50 people, right? So there's 50 people, you just take action for all of them until something happens. I'm just looking at this slide, what is about, make the first, yeah. So for many people, the word treatment feels like commitment. That's why keep saying they might, if you notice, I keep saying don't use treatment, just say consultation. The word consultation feels like an opportunity to learn. You know what I mean? Not the treatment, not money, I'm not asking for money, right? That difference matters, especially for your first time patients because they don't know you. Do you know what I mean? Um, I give you an example. Let's say someone says, I need filler because my face looks tired, right? Very common. You hear that in a party, you meet someone and they tell you, I need filler, I need Botox. That's the way they tell you. Or they say, I look tired, I feel my look tired, I need. And then your next response, if you're not experienced, you know what is that? Is like, oh, I give you a link, you can book for filler or lip filler. That's the biggest mistake you make for the starter patient. Why? Because the patient thinks, the patient diagnoses themselves, the patients, they diagnose themselves and they say, oh, I need filler. But maybe they don't need filler. What is the reason their face look tired? You know what I mean? It could be totally different reason after consultation. So you have to bring them for consultation. So very low pressure, sorry, I pressed wrong. Low pressure entry point, which is very effective. You can just say, I'm going to do the facial assessment, no problem. If you need filler, by all means, but I have to do a plan for you. Sorry about that. I have to do a plan for you, and then we just see how it goes. Maybe you don't even need to do the treatment. This way, they feel that you don't want to just get the money from them. You just really caring for them. That's very important. So be careful that focus on consultation all the time, not treatment, especially the first time patients. So introductory offer can encourage early action, but it should never teach the market that you only value the low prices. Do you know what I mean? So this early support, let's say you want to reduce prices or introductory offer, because the first thing comes to your mind when you want to start is, let's start with the low price. Let me give like 60% off or this and that, right? So I wouldn't do that. Or even if you do that, which I probably many of you end up doing that, is by the way, I have to tell you this is for specifically for people or the graduates, I would say, who wanted to start their own practice. If you work in another, like they get hired by a clinic, probably you don't need this, right? Because you don't do any of these marketings. To be honest, even in that case, I would say many of these tricks are important because you use these because the patients get connected to you, not to the brand of the clinic. At the end of the day, you become the personal service provider. So for that reason, probably some of these points even helpful for you. So I'm correcting myself. It's not only for those. It could be for even if you're working somewhere. So as I said, that you might end up giving these crazy discounts for first 10 founding patients, let's call it 10 founding patients, but you have to make sure it's very clear, very limited, has a very limited time. You don't want to show that you always like that. You know what I mean? You can have some sort of low introductory pricing when you can, but you have to mostly focus on value addition. This is something that all the time helps you, because if you only focus on price, you're changing your treatment to a commodity. Commodity means that, let's say, what is commodity? It means like you want to buy yogurt, you want to buy cheese, right? That cheese with a specific package and brand is in every single store, right? That is a commodity. So if I hear there are two stores side by side, not I have to travel long to another one, and then one of them gives the cheaper, the same package, the same thing, exactly the same, right? So definitely I choose the cheaper one because I say it's the same quality, the same value. Why do I have to pay $2 more? If I have a chance, I buy it in this store, I buy it from this store. You don't want to change yourself to a commodity. You want to add a value somehow. This value, a part of this value is a proper treatment. Could be a lot of things. Could be complimentary initial assessment. Could be a proper booking. Could be personalized skincare. Could be give them, these days with AI, you can make amazing educational contents. No one even knows that. I mean, I would say you have to review it, but a lot of them are amazing knowledge that you can actually give to your patients. That adds value. You can do a lot of these small things that the patient will remember you. You know what I mean? So make sure that don't focus only on price, even though, as I said, you would end up doing that. But make sure is very limited. Make sure it's for a specific month or for a certain number of patients or a limited group of people. You say like, this is only for parents of this school, for example, right? So that's something like that. Make sure you don't introduce yourself that you always are a discounted type of 60% discounted person. I'm not even half. I tried to go faster. What time is it? Oh my God, 6:40. Oh my God, I have to go faster. So, but again, as I said, the whole course, more official way, not the way I'm teaching right now, it's already recorded on that course, lesson 9, which you can get access. I'm not saying you leave, but I'm trying to if it's boring or it's too long, if it's more than 1 hour, I try to wrap it up as fast as possible. But we're learning something here. We're just sharing experiences here as far as I can go. I think not, I'm slide 11 right now. Okay. So, as I said, the founding patient's message has to be very clear, very controlled. So make sure that you don't position yourself as cheap, a very defined position for a specific group. Make sure you don't have a guarantee of some sort of treatment. I'm going to go next. Your first patients are so very important because you can use them for learning, for your experience, for early reputation. So it's very important that you select these patients carefully. Okay, so you have to make sure that you do the treatment that they are you do the patients are realistic. They are the ones are matched with the type of treatment you want to do. Let's say if you are sending this message to your network that you're doing the natural results treatment and someone comes and already have a overfilled lips and they ask you, oh, I like that. I'm not saying something wrong with that. So, but they say, I want another filler added to this. Probably that's not the patient that you want to accept as your first 10 patients. Maybe down the road in the future, you don't mind to treat these patients, but probably I wouldn't do that. So you have to understand that you have to be very selective about the beginning patients. Choose cases that match your support system, your mentality, at least what you imagining you want to do in this field. Make sure you say no if you see the patient is not who are you looking for. Um, Very similar concept. Make sure that that you have be able, this is something we all know in medicine is very valuable skill, that you are able to decline the treatment if needed. So if the patient has unrealistic expectations, very common situation in aesthetic medicine. If the patient is unsuitable, doesn't have the indication, if the treatment is not appropriate for you to do that, if you don't have a good support system, meaning that the treatment they're asking you is a very advanced type of treatment which you're not trained for, or you don't have enough experience and you don't know if something happens how you want to manage it. You don't have a medical director who is trained for that either. So make sure you just decline and say no. You need to learn to say no because it's very tempting. Your calendar is empty, you want to make it filled, right? So anyone comes to you, you think like, oh my God, I have a lot of expenses. I already did advertisement and blah, blah. So I need to take the patients. Make sure that you don't have that type of mentality. If no, that is not appropriate for you. If you want to meet potential patients, meet the professionals who are already speaking with them every day. So meaning if you like, how can I say, let's say you want the natural looking type of treatment that you want to, your ideal patient is, because you like to provide that type of treatment. So then you look for someone who meets the same type of patients. Do you know what I mean? For example, maybe your ideal type of, if you want natural looking, maybe your ideal patients are people who are more into the healthy lifestyle. Pilates studios, yoga studios, maybe some wellness centers, naturopathic centers, something like that. Maybe I'm just saying that. I'm not saying that everyone going to naturopathic they want natural looking, but you try to connect to what you want with the type of businesses or professionals that they might have the same type of patients. You know what I mean? So then make sure that you have a message that matches with that as well. Okay. The goal, for when you make it building the connection with the local businesses, the goal is not to just walk into 10 businesses and request for referrals or leave your business card. I want you to be more selective. Begin by learning what kind of clients they visit. Explain your approach, that show them that you are selective and they see that you're caring. Don't forget, they want to refer their patients. They need to trust you because because they have referred the patients to you, if you don't do the good treatment or good care for them, they will not be happy, or the patient will not happy from them. That's why you have to be very selective to make sure that they trust you. Just making connections, let's say hundreds of business cards you give to random locations, I don't think will give you any value. Don't waste your time because that might be taking up like 2 or 3 days of your time because you want to make sure every single business in the area is covered. You know what I mean? One trusted partner who understand your standards can be much more valuable than 100 business cards that you leave it in different businesses in your local area and you think you did something. You didn't do anything. What you did is one proper trusted partnership that you make with someone. So it's very important. So build referral relationships, right? So you just don't want to do a physiotherapist or skin therapist. You tell them, can you send me the patients, right? So this probably they're not going to do it. Then maybe they're nice enough to tell you, oh, I'll try my best, leave your business card, I'll do it. No, you want, instead you can ask, what could I provide that would be better or more useful to their clients? Don't ask them, ask yourself. So think about the type of clients they have and you say what you can give them. Maybe you make a joint webinar with them, something that doesn't hurt them. You say, I want to make sure that, depends on the type of business they do. For example, somebody is in the bridal business, right? That's the example I wanted to mention. Someone is in the bridal business and then maybe many people ask them, Is it the right time for me to do the Botox and filler or do the laser? And they don't know how to answer those questions, right? See, it's very logical. So you target that person and say like, listen, I know that you get questions of people, how long before the event I'll do any sort of treatment, right? So then you make a webinar, you make a maybe the banner or a post or something like that. You say you want to share with your patients. You say, I'm a specialized for pre-event treatments. There is no specialization like that, but you can because you already increase your knowledge. You know how often before, how make sure you don't rush the treatment before the event. So you say, I'm a specialized in that. And then you go to that bridal, whatever business person. So then you say, this is my message. You want to have a webinar together with all your clients, and you tell them, I tell them how you can have the best result, or how often, or what mistakes don't make. You know what I mean? What to do, what not to do before the event, something like that, right? Maybe the gym person, different message. You have to start thinking, be innovative. For a skincare clinic, different message. So make sure you have a different message. They feel they're connected to you. They feel that you solve a problem. One of the ways is you give them referral fee. It's very tricky in some of the jurisdictions. You have to be very careful. But if you solve a problem for them, if you be innovative, that would be much more helpful. If you tell them, oh, you send me a patient, I give you referral fee, which, as I said, in some states is an issue. You have to be very careful when you do such an offer. I would focus on what they do, and you help their business, they help your business. As I said, don't focus on 50 of them, focus on one or two. Maybe if you see the bridal business is a good message for you, or work on another one similar to the same type of category of business. Your local community, I go through that as well. Stacy, do you want me to wrap up and finish? Like I'm not even halfway. What do you want me to do? And I know it's boring, but what should I do? Any suggestion?
We do have 10 minutes left. So
I
I
don't want
find
to
it
make it
very
rush, to be honest, because each slide is interesting to me, right? I need to make sure that probably then I cannot finish all the 30 slides. Probably, as I said, I leave it to the lesson that they can get through the course. How about that? Or you want me to go quick and finish all of them? You're the
maybe
boss.
the attendees, if you have any specific questions, you can drop them in the chat. So we'll make sure that we answer everything before we wrap up.
Okay. Okay. So, but I'm just gonna go through a slide probably like in 10 minutes, whatever slide we get into, we just wanna, you know what? And then I will go to the last slide, which is the last two slides are you know what? I will jump to the last two slides. Okay. So the last two slides are here. And you know what? The reason I'm not worried, as I said, because all the attendees, we're gonna give them the code. They just need to take an action. I want you to take an action and send an email. And then I would we send you the full course, and then you can go there and watch. Lesson 9 is this one. So if you want to just right away go and then complete all of them, you can. So I want to talk probably, as I said, that many of the steps I would talk about, but here probably somehow summarizes everything. So let's have I would call it the 30-day challenge, right? So your first 10 patients challenge in 4 weeks. In week 1, as I said, build the 50% list, finalize your professional introduction, define the founding patient offer. If you remember, I said make sure that is not too discounted, but make sure something valuable. And then in one slide, I will talk about call to action. Make sure your call to action, which is the booking link, works really good. Whatever is your call to action, don't give them 10, 20 call to actions. Call us and send us an email and text message us. No, give them one clear message. Exactly what I did today. You see, I told you, you're watching this webinar, right? So my next call to action is, if you want, whatever you learn, you learn. We're going to post this video. You can watch it again. But if you want to get the full list of course, which is to me very valuable, and I'm sure you're going to benefit it at some point in your practice, just send us an email. One call to action, one clear call to action. Send us email. We share this with you. And probably you would do, right? So then if I give you 10 different messages, text me for consultation and call me about this and that, probably you're not going to do any of them. You're going to be like, stalling, just doing nothing, right? So because you have so many doors, you have to choose between one. So make sure you have a very clear booking link. Prepare the answers for common questions. This is your first week job, right? So either you know the common questions, what is going to be, or you get it from ChatGPT, get help from that. Prepare all these things for week 1. In week 2, begin contacting people, your personal outreach, I call it. Introduce yourself to that referral partners, that 50, I just told you that. And then start publishing the type of content that you want to do. I'm a big fan of AI, to be honest, but I would say you have to check it yourself, right? So you can get a lot of help from AI for content generation. These days, I know the Instagram mentions this is the AI generated, which is fine as long as people know there is a disclaimer that is AI generated. I'm talking about when you generate your messages. But when you want to put the real patients or whatever, something like that, you have to make sure it's a real patient. You don't claim that's a real patient, but it's AI generated. In week 3, start doing the consultations. So the patients that you already collected the first 2 weeks, communicated with them, do the consultation. Document the questions people ask here, because the question that you can imagine is different than the questions that real patients ask you. Okay? Every inquiry, make sure to be very, very aggressive with follow-up. If somebody asks you a question, whatever you're doing, stop and answer them. You know what I mean? So make sure that if there is a confusing step in the process, fix it. I give you the example of parking, example of how to book. The phone message I'm trying to use, the phone doesn't work. The message is not clear on the phone. Anything you can do to make the process make the less confusing process. People have to feel comfortable from the thing is that you guys think when you start the field, I mean, everyone logically thinks I have to be a good injector. I have to do a perfect lip, perfect. No, people will remember you from the whole process. This is I'm not saying small part, but it's one part of the puzzle of this chain. From the moment they send you a message, or from the moment, let's get step 1 step before, from the moment they get introduced to you, either through a referral, through somebody or Instagram page or whatever, until they send you a message. They send you a message, how fast you reply to them, how you communicate with them, how the booking process is. When they come, how you check them in, how you welcome them, right? So then get the treatment, and then the follow-up. If they have inquiry, do you reply right away back to them? If you have inquiry, we just got the money and bye-bye. So if they have a referral, do you take care of the referral? All these is a full, I would say, is a chain of puzzles, everything together that the person will remember and make the picture of you based on all these things. So make sure that you take care of all of them, not just I'm a good injector. You know what I mean? So if the patient misunderstood the consultation fee, let's say you want to do consultation for fee. You say like your consultation is $50, but it's deductible from your first treatment if you end up to do the treatment. But if you don't do the treatment, I charge $50. Make sure it's clear. If this is not clear message for the patient gets so angry. You know what I mean? Because they feel they tricked, So that's why you have to make sure you have. In week 4, continue treating the patients after consultation. Maybe right after consultation do treatment, but some of them, your goal has to be week 4, focus on the treatment of whoever you did the consultation. Complete the follow-ups if there is any follow-up. Try to get the reviews. Try to focus on the referrals. And if you do these things, slowly the process get into the place and start working. Okay. One of the slides that I didn't go through is the tracking. Okay. You have to remember from the day 1, any action you do, start tracking it. Okay. Any action doesn't matter. To be honest, even watching this webinar, You spend your time. I know your time is very valuable. You spend your time 1 hour sitting here and listen to this crap, and I'm telling you, which has no value. I'm joking. So I hope it's valuable. So then this time that's spending for aesthetic medicine, right? You could spend this time in hospital and make money, to be honest, right? So what happens? You spend keep a track of this. Every action you do, advertisement, posts, referrals you do, what type of referrals do you get, right? So sometimes some of the actions are very noisy, I would say. Some of the actions are very silent. The only way you can find out which action worked the best for you is if you have a track, because you will forget. So, give you an example. Let's say that you get one patient from Instagram page. Sorry, you have 500 views on the Instagram advertisement or whatever you do. In the lessons, I don't know which lesson, 8 or 9, I'll talk about the online presence and advertisement and everything. So maybe you just do the thing, advertisement, and you think like, oh my God, I did advertisement, I got 500 views and this and that. But when you keep a track of your patients, right? So there's 10 patients you visited this month or this week, right? If you keep a track, you see 5 of these patients came from one single nail salon therapist or somebody that you know. 5 of them. 2 of them came from parents of your whatever, your kids in the same community. 1 of them came from Google review, and 1 of them came from Instagram. The reality is that Instagram that you think you spend time and then is a huge thing brought 1 patient for you. So I would invest more into that nail specialist, not that one, maybe similar type of. So you see, if I track, then I get a good idea of what is working, what is not working. You know what I mean? Not just the one you spend money is the best. Sometimes the quiet brings you a lot of result. As I said, that nail therapist, which is just randomly, and you just told them, I'm here to get treatment. You see that? So it's very important that you keep track of every action. This webinar, take a track. You say like, okay, I learned some stuff here. Did I use that? If I use it, it brought result for me, I make sure you learn more. So I spend half an hour per week. I just do learning process, right? For that is helpful for me. So you have to make sure you continuously doing consistent actions, and then always ask yourself if you had some quiet weeks or quiet the time. Don't judge early about this business. You have to understand and you have to know everyone begins from here. Even the people, they have thousands of followers and they're so successful, they all started exactly from the point you are today. Okay, so don't think they were from the day one they opened their practice. They have no, all of them, they're 3-4 years, they're struggling exactly like you. So be patient, be positive. So focus on what you can do, what the stuff cannot do. Just keep taking an action and wait for the result. Let's finish with the assignment. I would say this is a 10-part assignment. Very quickly I'll go through them. Create a list of 50 contacts. Write your introduction message, and then define what you have for founding patients offer. This is other than the 4 weeks. This, generally speaking, this is an assignment from this webinar, let's say, right? Your identify 10 referral partners. Contact at least 5 referral partners. Maybe 5 of them you don't want to contact or whatever reason this, but make sure you contact them. It's very important. Take an action. Taking an action is very important for me. You see, that's why I'm saying that I could give you a quote here, just say go here and the course is free for you. I didn't do that because I want to show yourself and to me that you're serious about this and you want to take an action, right? Create 6 educational posts. One day, 5 years ago, this was difficult. This was challenging. You had to do the proofing 10 times. But right now with AI, it's so easy. You can do it. Publish a clear call to action. Test it. Make sure it works. And then make sure you're ready for follow-up. If there is somebody asking a question or anything, make sure you answer quickly and promptly and correct answers. And Tracking, as I said, is very important. Make sure you track everything. Very, very important because later on you will use this information for planning for future. Very helpful. Um, and then set a deadline for reaching your first 10 patients, right? So make sure that you have a deadline for yourself that, you know what, I want to finish the first 10 patients. Don't say first 10 patients treatment. I would say first 10 patients consultations, right? Consultation is your first step and it's very, very important. It's just starting point, and that would bring you follow up, do a genuine consultation, share the knowledge with them, and they would love it. So sorry, I talked too much. If there is any question, I can answer, but I promise to finish exactly 1 hour. It is 1 hour, even though I missed about 15 slides. I just need to mention one thing here because, as I said, we are Canadian board and we are American board. I just to mention, first of all, in terms of accreditation, if you end up taking any course with us, we are accredited with Canada and US. I'm assuming everyone here is a US student, so that's why if you end up to getting any of our courses fully accredited in US, so we have experience internationally, but the last 2, 3 years we expanded to US with local licensed doctors. All of our networks are Americans inside the US, and they train you based on our standards that we make sure you get the best quality of education. I need to mention one thing. Where we have a congress happening or conference happening once a year. We have about 800-900 attendees every year. We bring the best speakers from all over the world in Canada. It's in Toronto. I don't know if any of you are familiar with Canada. In Toronto, if you would like to attend, you need to remember it's very cost effective. The treatments to US, sorry, treatment to Canada by US attendees. The reason is everything is Canadian dollar. If you don't know, it's 30-40% cheaper, 35% cheaper, if I'm not wrong, right? So this 499 Canadian dollar ticket is I think is about $300 or 350 US dollar. It's much cheaper. And you get the same value, the same accreditation, the same education from many of our speakers are US speakers anyways. They travel from US plastic surgeons, they teach our attendees. Plus you will visit beautiful Toronto. So that's the perfect opportunity. So if you want to take this course, this opportunity, this is our Congress. I think is on the ABACT page also. We explained that. Stacy, if you want to add something, now you can talk about this yourself. It's not my expertise. Go ahead.
Yes, I just wanted to quickly add that if you cannot make it to beautiful Toronto, the Congress is actually hybrid. So you can enjoy the workshops and listen to the speakers
Is
virtually
it?
as well.
Is
Yes,
it hybrid?
there's
I didn't know
tickets.
that. I didn't know that because I'm not right. Is it hybrid? That's amazing. That's
Yes,
amazing.
so you do
Oh,
not have to travel to
oh, I
Canada
see it
to
here. It says
benefit from
hybrid
this.
100. Okay, okay. Sorry about
Yeah, so
that.
I just wanted to make that very clear. And as part of our community, we're giving you a big discount just in case you want to take your training further and you want to benefit from this. We're doing all kinds of advanced workshops as well from pretty much celebrity plastic surgeons. So this is a really great deal. And the final announcement, if we can please go to the last page.
I go to
Um,
last page. I'm
Dr.
just
Paul.
reading the messages. You remember I asked the first who is what is doing. I'm just interesting because okay, last page. Sorry, I'm not interrupting. Continue.
No
Continue.
problem. So, as I mentioned in the beginning, we have in-person trainings now in California. We will be expanding to other states as well. But at the moment, we have classes in Los Angeles, San Diego, and San Francisco, and they happen between September to October. So, in case you're interested and you want to learn anything from Botox to filler to regenerative medicine and biostimulators, this is something that we will be teaching in person. So, you can scan this QR code to see the course catalog, or you can always reach out to us and we will send you more information.
Perfect. I was just saying there's a kind of mix of everyone. Some of you didn't even start. I see that. Some of you are already practicing. So I hope this information was helpful for you. If you didn't even start, I mean, it's not bad. You get an idea as soon as you graduate, what's your next step, right? So it's good. So I'm hoping that was helpful. You didn't waste your time. And then, yeah, let's see how it goes. Okay, perfect. So they need, what is the next step, Stacy? How they
So
have to send you email for getting the course code?
yeah, so well, first of all, we will follow up with all of you with a recorded version of this masterclass in case you missed something or want to rewatch it. And if you want to get free access to the online business course, you just have to email us and ask for it. So I dropped the email in the chat. It's info@abactraining.com, and you can just say, "Hey, I would like the business course," and we will give you access for free.
And then there was an email they register for this session, right? They can email back to that one, correct?
Yeah,
Can they do that?
definitely. You can
Yeah, you
email us
can email
back
back.
or text us. Yeah,
Perfect.
take that
Perfect.
first step.
Perfect. Thank you so much, everyone. I'm sorry I couldn't finish all the slides or go through all the slides, and I hope to see you in future sessions, physically or online.
Thanks, everyone. Hope that
Thank
that
you.
was of
Thank you.
value for you.
Take
Thanks for your
care.
time. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a good night.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.